Welcome back to Market It with Atma, where we share the tips, tools, and strategies to help your business be successful. We have a wonderful guest on the show today that I'm so excited about, Mr. Matt Yigit. He is the owner, founder, and creative force behind Tiles Workshop. I'll tell you what that's about, but first I'll let Matt introduce what you do and what your business is about. Tell me more, Matt.
Hey, Story. Hey, everybody. Thank you for having me here. Appreciate
Absolutely.
that. And my name is Matt Yigit. I'm a mosaic artist, first of all, and glass mosaic artist, and I am the founder of Tiles Workshop. At Tiles Workshop, we host mosaic lamp making classes and workshops around Dallas and beyond. And then we create meaningful experiences through art, basically.
I love that. So it's an artistic experience
Correct.
that you're doing here,
Yes.
and you have all kinds of different areas in Fort Worth, Dallas, Arlington that you host them.
Yes.
So this is Turkish mosaic art, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for people that don't know the Turkish culture or know what mosaic art is, can you give me a little more detail on that?
100%. I am originally from Turkey. I come to States like 15 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I learned this mosaic art, which is a really popular art form in Turkey, especially Roman Empire, Ottoman Empire, Byzantine Empire.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of art forms, especially at mosques, churches in Turkey. So I learned this during my college years
Okay.
back in Turkey. I have a math and engineering degree from Turkish college. And I come here, get a job. Then we started creating these mosaic lamp workshops.
Okay.
So these are basically mosaic lamps. And during the workshops, I think interestingly, we serve Turkish coffee and baklava as well as part of our experiences.
Which is my favorite type of coffee.
Yeah.
I love, if you haven't tried Turkish coffee, y'all, try it. Preferably at his event, but try it. So let me ask, this is a very new, no one else is doing this, right? How and what inspired you? Give me some background on what led you to this. What did you do before you started your own company?
Yep. Before, I used to be a software engineer for a Fortune 100 company. I worked there for a couple of years. But on the side, I was always like doing my own mosaic lamps. Some of my friends were asking like custom orders and things. I was doing that stuff. And
a hobby.
Yeah, kind of hobby.
Okay.
Hobby experience. Then I thought about, actually one of my friends told me about paint and sip concept, which I didn't know anything about.
Painting with a twist.
Painting with twist, yes.
Yes.
With twist. Then I think that over there you can like paint things, and then they serve wine. You can, while you're drinking, you can like just socialize and then get some experience over there.
Yes.
Then I thought, I think this can be a good idea. But since like I was doing the actual art of the mosaic lamps, sometimes it takes days and things.
Right.
Then I thought about like, can I make something in a shorter version, easier, so people can come to the workshops. We can provide all the materials and things.
Mm-hmm.
Then show them, teach them step by step how to do it.
Right.
And, can they, I think, is there any interest for that one? What does it look
Absolutely.
like? Then we start testing market. I asked like my friends and things around. Do you think this can be good idea? Everybody said, I'm sure people will love it. So I am sure I will be signing up. I will be coming like even multiple times type of thing.
Yeah.
Then with that quick market research, we thought that this can be a good idea. And then we start and design the workshops around it.
Wow. And so when did you actually launch the company?
So I used to be living in Midwest, Ohio.
Okay.
Last, I think, more than 10 years or so right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we started the company over there. Then right now I still have my partner under a different name and different branding over there in serving for Midwest region.
Okay.
And I moved here last June from Ohio to start and open up our new branding, Tiles Workshop, in Dallas and beyond. Here.
So did you move specifically to Dallas because of the market and the desire for something creative like this?
100%. We did research on the cities in Texas. Houston,
Wow.
Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas. Basically, Dallas is more diverse than any other city, and Dallas gets a lot of businesses. Dallas is growing rapidly, and it's pretty much, I would say, in the middle of the Texas. So
It's like its own little country.
you got it. Everybody can easily come here or whatever. So it's kind of, I would say, heart of the businesses in Texas, based on for our experience and things, or experience business like that.
Absolutely. And there's such a desire. I mean, with technology and social media moving so quickly, people want something new and engaging to do. And I'd never heard of it. I don't actually get on social media personally, just for work.
Interestingly, you're a social media expert.
Well, no, I'm not. I facilitate and help the people that are experts. So we have a point person for Google, for Facebook, and that's one thing our CEO did perfectly. He hired an expert in each area, so there's no variable.
I do the same thing. I like what I'm hearing about that. When I started the business, I try to do it like things on my own, like my accounting, my meta ads, my Shopify, websites and everything. Then since I have a engineering degree or anything like that, I said, I can just pull it out together.
Right.
But no.
There's
then
a
I
whole
learned that
process.
so quickly. You have to work with an expert.
Yes.
You have to find that guy. That's your job. That's your facilitation as a business owner. Go find that person that you can trust and you can have a good relationship. Then work with that person as soon as possible.
And that's something that I really appreciate that you acknowledge, because so many times I feel like business owners or entrepreneurs that are just starting out don't realize that part of your job is to delegate.
Yes.
To
100%.
do your research,
100%.
find out if somebody is appropriate for that task, and then delegate.
Exactly.
You can't just spread yourself so thin, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so sad to see such a great, creative, or efficient business fall apart because of that.
Exactly.
So tell me, how do you go about creating your own business and even possibly a franchise, maybe?
Yeah.
How was your process from, was it IBM?
My friend, you mean?
No, for your technology background.
It was a life insurance company I used to work for.
Oh, life insurance.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So how do you transition from that to starting your own creative hobby business where people can come and gather and have events at? Was there any challenges you experienced that surprised you that you didn't plan for?
Exactly. There's a lot of challenges. There were a lot of challenges. So I am an IT expert, and I right now, especially with the market changes right now, people can be laid off easily.
Yes.
And after that, it's extremely hard to find job because there is thousands of people looking for jobs. And I was trying to look for a job for my friend on LinkedIn. There is for one job, there is 5,000 applicants. There is no way. I am sure they have some kind of automation or something like that, rejecting everybody pretty much. And I understand the businesses or corporate world. They have their own things, interests and things. So my motivation was, what is my escape? I call it creative escape. Look like. So do I want to be still an engineer in 10 years or 20 years?
Right.
Right now, if you look at the market data for the engineering jobs, people are usually on their 25 to 35 range. You won't see 60-year-old engineer most of the time. You won't be
Why is
50
that?
I mean, there is, I think, a natural selection in that process. I mean, people can get laid off or whatever, and unfortunately, and with the impact of AI right now, it is gonna be affecting this sector a lot. I feel like it. So I was looking for what can I do. So I did try a couple of things. I tried start selling books on Amazon. I tried to do print on demand on Etsy. I mean, they kind of didn't work for me. And then I came up with this business idea. Then, of course, starting a business is not easy. I had some money on the side, and then I thought, okay, this should be enough. But wasn't. Then, so when you say that, okay, this is my date, this is going to be my first workshop. That's kind of how we started in Dallas. So January 18 was our first day in Dallas. So we are only 3 months old right now.
3 months in.
Yes.
Wow, that's incredible to be so well known 3 months in.
Appreciate that. So January, and then the next fear starts. How are you gonna find people? How are you gonna let them know? Like, are you gonna like pass flyers door to door? And do you know people are gonna like people? I mean, I have fear of rejection all the time.
I think a lot of us do.
Yeah. So how are people gonna respond here? How am I gonna reach them out? So that was another fear. Then after that, my biggest like fear as a corporate, corporate is I mean, you are in your comfort zone. You have your structured duties. You do that stuff. You are good to go.
It's black and white, right?
After 5 p.m., you don't have to worry about nothing, basically. But here, like my biggest fear was working with people. How am I gonna work with people? I have like 5 employees that work for me, and like are they gonna hate me? Are they gonna like
all the what ifs, right? That everybody has.
Are we gonna like have like fights and things? Like how are we gonna have meetings? Like because since you are starting small, you don't have that much like budget or like corporate that does.
Right.
And so those were my challenges and fears, I will say. But when you find the right people, when you do your research, spend enough time and meet with right people, then the rest becomes easier. Like your team can serve for you. And then my manager in my corporate world, I learned a lot of the things in corporate. I love like the structures. As an engineer, you love structures.
You have to have it, right?
So I think with that corporate background, with the strong foundation, like teamwork and how things work over there, that teach me a lot to be able to manage my own team here.
Right.
So my manager was always telling me, okay, I am not your manager. I am like, tell me what I can do for you.
He wanted to help you grow.
Yes. Let me how I can like remove roadblocks out of you. Tell me what I can do.
Wow.
So that was his mission. That was like his vision over there. So I used the same vision and mission here. So my guys doing their stuff. One of them doing meta ads management. The other one is doing Shopify. I have a lady doing customer service. And right now in my day-to-day job, my job is only to remove the roadblocks out of their way and how we can do more efficient and better things.
So you took what your manager taught you and led you by and applied it to your own business because it works, right?
Exactly.
So in that fear, do you still have those fears day to day?
Yes, you have fears every single day.
It's great that you can be candid about it because a lot of people don't admit that, but that's the real truth, right?
I mean, right now, economy, we outsource our like materials from Turkey and from some other countries. There are right now tariffs are coming in, and then you have to like, adjust your pricings according to
it's
or
ever
your
changing,
profit margin,
right?
Yeah, and plus like right now we spend a lot of money on ads. We are trying to expand our business. I'm gonna be planning to hire more people. So are we gonna be filling up those spots? That's like another things we have. Is people gonna show interest? Because our experiences are we call it experience. It's not just like something product or something like that.
Right, it really is a whole experience.
Yeah, it is not like cheap. It started from $110. Because we really studied our experience. So from the first minute to last minute. So people can have really cool, really unforgettable experience. And like you said, put their phones down and then focus on one thing. I have a lot of people coming with OCDs. So especially people with OCDs, they are having hard time because they are not, our like tiles and beads are not perfectly shaped.
Right. I mean? It's almost for the people who are imperfect,
exactly.
Right?
And then after the workshop, most of them, or I will say almost all of them say, oh, this is perfect for me. This helped me with my OCD. Because life is like that. So I have
that's so true.
I have tiles that look like the same shape and color, but every single tile, every single glass it has own like little tweaks and things, like humans.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. We're not just black and white.
Exactly. But when you put the tiles together, I believe that really strongly, it looks beautiful. Like regardless of, people are always like, are stressed out. Oh, is my lamp looks really bad? I said, of course, this looks the worst lamp that I've ever seen in my life. By kidding. But everything turned into so great, so cool, because everybody is creative. So what I say always my guests, the tiles look, I mean, right now everybody all different colors and things, but when you put them together, when they become together, everything looks beautiful, like us.
I love that.
Everybody is different. Everybody has their own color and shapes. Everybody has their own like belief system or whatever.
Right.
And when we come together, I think the communities looks
more beautiful,
better.
right?
Yes,
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you said that it starts at a certain pricing. So are you primarily using kind of the model that Paying with a Twist does, and people need to reserve group events? Are you going to locations? Would you do on-site?
Great question. Since we are new in Dallas right now, we are planning to open up our studio somewhere in Plano, because whatever I hear from anybody, Plano is pretty much the heart of the whole businesses. So somewhere in Plano, so people can travel from downtown up, and from I have like a lot of people driving coming from like Anna, Salina, I think. Like
up more north.
Up north, they can come down easily. But right now, what we do, we travel around the city. So I sat down with a professional realtor, and I studied this city, like where are the people living. I talked about my business model to that person, and so we sat down, where's our audience living? So
right.
What is their price, like average income level look like?
Right.
So we picked, I think, 4 to 5 cities. For example, Frisco, Allen, Plano, downtown, of course. And then we McKinney as well. So, and Salt Lake area, Louisville. So we're gonna be also expanding on that area. So what we do every week, we open up a workshop in different location.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of our model look like. We bring the workshop. On top of that, we get a lot of private clients. I host event for a dentist staff.
Yeah, so like a team development.
Exactly, team building event.
Yes.
Yeah. So I host a private event for 6 people in downtown, in one of our downtown venue. So we host private events, we have birthday parties, we host team building events. I work with corporate planners as well in Dallas. So I am on their vendors list. So if they have a client that are interested in, they can call us, and then we can take our workshop to their base.
And it's such a great model for the corporate events and the team development, because like you said, the workshop in itself, you can't be OCD. It shows that all these different types of things and people coming together make something beautiful.
Exactly.
And so it leeways perfectly into that corporate. And you've obviously done your research, but it seems like you really have a strong passion.
I do. I am extremely passionate about creating meaningful experiences through art.
Wow.
That's kind of my business.
Right.
I don't care about what I'm selling. I don't like if the people are not satisfied, if they want their money back. I'm 100%. I don't care about
absolutely. But how could people know what type of textile or mosaic art they're going to create, because it's all so different, right? So it's almost like a surprise at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So tell me, what is the experience like? What is your capacity on how many you prefer to walk through the process?
Yeah. So we can serve as minimum as 5 people up to 50 people at a session. We can do sessions back to back. But our sweet spot is around 30 people at a session. And for that one, people are, of course, they don't know what it's gonna look like. They don't know, because there's like 12 different colors and with 3 different shapes. So multiply by 36 different combinations and permutations over there.
Wow.
So they don't know. So that's where our instructors and me comes into play. I show them how to make choices. I don't like teach them different mosaic techniques or anything like that, because you cannot teach them in 2 hours and then make them do something over there.
Right.
I show them how to make choices. I was listening to Simon Sinek one day. He was talking about a shoemaker. So he says, like, what is your success? What is that behind? He said, 2, not 3. What does that mean? So I only show a person or a lady 2 options instead of 3 options. So pick this or that, A or B. And then if you want to take another pair, I take one back and then put the next one. Only 2 options at a time.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I do. So I show people 2 options. So these are, I tell them as a mosaic artist, these are my favorite. Just 2 options.
Uh-huh.
And then pick one. Which one you like better? Oh, I think this this looks better. Okay, then go
There's
with that
no
option.
wrong choice.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's it, the intrigue behind what you have and what you're doing, I think, is the ominousness. You don't know what you're going to create,
Yes.
and it's exciting.
Yes.
It's exciting.
And like you said, and most of the people I will say says the same thing. There is nothing, no way to get it wrong right here.
Yeah.
Every single lamp looks beautiful, regardless of what color you choose, what pattern you choose. Do you understand what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask earlier when you mentioned the tariffs and things like that, where do you get your materials, and do you prefer a certain type of material to make the outcome what you want it to be?
So our coffee and baklava comes directly from Turkey. Specific Turkish coffee and baklava. We have a supplier in Turkey because I know Greek baklava has also things here.
Yes.
But ours is, to me, it's better.
Of course.
So it's coming from Turkey, and some of our materials are coming from China.
Okay.
And some like little boxes and things.
So you don't have a preference. You just know what type of material and the variety that you prefer.
Exactly. And the quality is important for us too.
Okay. Why is that?
We don't care about like paying premium pricing for the quality of the materials and the quality of because we need to provide a really unforgettable quality experience for our clients.
Right.
It looks like $100 might be too much. But behind the scene, we really like work and to make sure everything is in the top rank quality.
Which is wonderful, because at the end of the day, when you take that home, you have a quality device that you're able to use or see every single day, probably for the rest of your life, right?
Which is handmade by you too.
Which gives you so much pride, and you want it to last forever, right? And that's your spin on painting with a twist. I used to always remember, I've experienced it a couple different times, and you create beautiful works of art that are made by you, but where do you find a place for it in your house? Honestly, guys, like, it's beautiful, but it's very different than the art I have in my house.
Exactly.
But this, you can put it anywhere.
Exactly.
And it's variable with the colors. And so I absolutely
I want to talk about one of my favorite story that from a guest that I had. So she had a grandma from Bulgaria. She lives here, and grandma also lives here.
Yeah.
But she's sick. She can't leave her room. She has to be in that room for all day long, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Since she's from Bulgaria, she knows what does that Turkish mosaic lamp look like.
Yeah.
She always wanted to get one. And the lady, her name was Anna, she came to my event. She knew that her grandma liked it. And she made the lamp, and she gifted that to her grandma. So, and then she sent me the video and recording and everything. I was like about to cry over that. Then I said, okay, this is why I'm doing this business over here.
You followed your what you felt was the right path, and look at what you're delivering in return. 100%. A beautiful experience. And it really is something memorable forever that you can experience with a friend or family. So are you, before you get your standalone, because we know Plano is where you're going to have your standalone, are you still going to have different workshops in the area? We will
still have the different workshops.
Okay.
That's where I will be hiring more people, more mosaic artists to my business, and maybe I might be like standalone in my Plano location, and while my people can travel across the Dallas and Texas. So we are planning to expand also in Texas as well. So
with those, your staff that you're teaching to teach, do they have a passion for mosaic art? Or are you finding that they are picking up and grasping it and enjoy teaching the audience? So
I work with like-minded people.
Great.
So usually the pattern look like me. They either have some kind of a teaching experience before, and a corporate experience is key for me.
Why is that?
They need to have a corporate experience because they need to have that structured model, customer experience look like, or customer service. In the corporate world, they always like to talk about, or our number one priority is our customers, so we serve for them. And that's that corporate structured model they need to have, because otherwise I don't want to have like people have issues with their, like they should be professional. Do you understand what I mean?
Absolutely. You
able to
have to
work with
have.
me. So this is kind of the pattern, and plus they are passionate with art. So if
That's
I can,
hard to find,
yes,
corporate and art together.
I understand. We have people though. Why I am saying that? I have a lot of friends that are extremely great artists. I have another friend called I forgot her name now.
It's okay.
Addie.
There you go.
She's a painter, but she can't leave corporate job because she has to pay the bills. Do you understand what I mean?
Absolutely.
And when she tried that. When she becomes like an artist, try to sell the art, it is extremely hard for them. So I also open up maybe a gateway for them, so I can while they are doing their corporate job during the week, on the weekend they can come and do the art with me
to expand their mind and activate that creative
exactly.
side, which is almost necessary for anyone. I mean, even if you're an artist, sometimes you need to have the other side of the brain activated and vice versa.
Exactly.
So is that how I was going to ask you, actually, how do you keep it engaging for repeat customers? How do you keep it new and different each time?
Yeah. So what we do in our like new and different, first of all, we have 12 different choices, color choices, multiplied by 3. So you can come 100 times and then you will create something unique every single time.
Well, that answered that question, didn't it?
The people say that, oh, this was my first time. I loved it. I have to come again. I said, why? Because now I know how to do it. I know what to expect. I can do better. I said, okay then.
That's wonderful. It's almost a challenge.
Now, because like in their first event, they don't know what to, they don't know what to expect. They don't know what they want, basically. They are confused. But when they are done with the first one, they know what they want. Okay, now I can. And then they see people around them. That's why our workshop setup is like a group of 6 type of setup. So we let people sit with strangers, and then they look each other, and they communicate, they network, they talk to each other, they socialize over there.
Wow, that's a wonderful experience.
I always tell them, I still learn every single, I've been doing this like I'm a mosaic artist, but I still learn every single day, like new patterns, new color matches, color options, color combinations.
Yeah.
Like people are extremely creative. They have no idea about it.
And you bring that out in them.
For sure. My biggest superpower is I encourage them. Everybody says the same thing. I tell them when they ask me, how does it look? Am I doing? I said, this looks perfect. This looks beautiful. This is one of my favorites. You are doing great job. Keep it up. You are doing amazing. Like I use always encouragement during my workshops, because people are stressed out. Like they don't know what to do, and it is not easy. It looks easy. It looks really beautiful, but while you actually are doing the work, sometimes it might be stressful.
Right.
But my job comes into play. I just cheer them up, basically.
Yeah, you provide an experience for them and not just a hobby, right? Yes. You've taken your hobby and expanded it 15 times over, which is amazing. So tell me, what's ahead? What's your vision for Tal's Workshop?
Yeah, my vision was, when I started the company, okay, I'll be only in Dallas. I won't be anywhere else. I can just handle my small business here, just chill it out, and then go from there. Well, of course, it didn't happen like that way. I got calls from my friends in Chicago and in some other cities, San Antonio now, in Houston as well. So I know we know what you're doing. You are doing, I think, great job over there. So we follow your Instagram, TikTok, your website. Everything looks amazing, and so we want to expand here. Can you give us some franchises down this way or up this way? Then now our next vision will be, we will be working with opening up and growing to new cities. And offering franchise as well.
Wow. So you're in the next few months, maybe year or so, you'll be searching for franchise owners
Yes.
to expand
Yes.
and really relay what you're doing to the
Exactly.
world. That
Exactly.
is so exciting. And who would have thought when you left your company, it would have grown like this?
No, I think.
But to bring so much joy to so many lives, it's a wonderful thing you're doing. And I'm excited for it. I may be a franchise owner one day, y'all. So I ask all of my guests this to kind of close everything out.
Yeah.
For the business owners that are still building, well, we're always still building, and the people who are just starting out as entrepreneurs, what's one thing you wish you would have known in the very beginning that you would have told your younger self or yourself when you started?
One word: networking.
Networking.
Yes, that is extremely key. Extremely key. So I moved here last June, and starting from July, I started researching, and who is the creative communities in Dallas, and who does event plannings. There is a word called DMC. That's the first time I heard that word, Destination Management Company. Those guys sell events for the corporate world.
Ah.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about that. Then I started their events. I started become their member associations type of things. So,
right.
And I meet a lot of like new cool artists, and those type of, I think, like relationships that you build help you grow rapidly. You cannot exponentially, I would say. So I think that part is extremely important. So what I did, I spent heavily my time on like attending events, going to this event, that event, and sometimes 2 events at night or whatever, meeting a lot of people, passing out business cards and things, talking about my things. You might not get a chance to work with all of them, but when you find the right people at the right time, they give you a lot of support.
Wow. And maybe encouragement or creative ideas that you didn't have before, right?
Yes.
And at Advent Trinity, we promote that so much because we hold networking events here at Nouveau Desk.
Great.
And we believe, in my experience through all of my careers, when you're referred to somebody, it's so different than just finding it and seeing it. When someone's engaged with you and they feel your passion, like we are in this setting, you want to know more. It creates that desire. And I agree, time is money.
Exactly.
For every business owner, time is money. So
yes.
I would have to agree with you on, I wish I'd known that too in the past. To walk out of your shell, even if you don't like meeting people.
Exactly.
Man.
Sometimes people like think that, what am I going to be getting out of? Okay, like this event looks like, something I might be getting 1 or 2 clients. Don't think that way.
It's like your business.
Don't think that way, because you will never know how many or how different people that you might do business that you'll be meeting in that event. Do you understand what I mean?
Absolutely.
You will never have no idea. Just go, get yourself out there. I know you might be some introvert or something like that. People respect that. Do you understand what I mean?
Right.
As long as you do your job great professionally, people respect that stuff. So that's why I think just go out there and talk to people as much as you can, and then go from there.
That's wonderful. The wonderful advice. And I really appreciate, Matt, you coming on the show and telling us more about it, because I am going to be a customer and probably a franchise owner in the future. And maybe we'll have you on later once you've expanded nationally as well.
Yes.
Well, hopefully we'll see you then. And to all of our listeners out there, if you're interested in booking an appointment or having an event or just having this experience with Matt, feel free to click on the link below in the description of this podcast, or reach out to me directly and I'll connect you with Matt. It's an experience I assure you don't want to miss. We'll see you next time.